There is a two-stage election process used in Texas for voters to elect statewide office holders such as governor, state legislators, and state judges, and county office holders such as county judge, county commissioners, county sheriff, and other county offices. Because these state and county office holders are typically elected under a political party label, each party must have a process in which they nominate their candidates to run against the opposition party's candidates in the general election. This process is called the primaries. While the primaries have all the trappings of an election, such as candidates running campaigns and voters casting ballots, the primaries are not elections in the sense that no one assumes a governmental office as a result of winning the primary vote. Primaries are nomination processes. Texas state law requires that the state's major political parties, that is, the Democratic and Republican parties, to use primaries to nominate their candidates for the general election. Primaries are, in a sense then, intra-party elections. For example, let's say at the beginning of the next Texas governor's election cycle, there are 3 Democrats and 5 Republicans who declare their candidacies for the governor's race. How will each party determine which of its candidates will run as the party's candidate in the general election? Each party will hold a primary to narrow down its field of candidates to just one. The Texas primary system is a semi-closed primary. This means that Texas voters must declare a party affiliation and can only vote in one of the 2 parties' primaries. Voters declare a party affiliation by voting at the precinct polling place where the party is holding its primary. Let's say that, hypothetically, the Democrats are holding their primary in the Fellowship Hall of the First United Methodist Church, and the Republicans are holding their primary in the gym of the First Baptist Church. If a voter shows up at the First Baptist Church to cast a primary ballot, she is, in effect, declaring a party affiliation. She's declaring she's a Republican. This also means that once she is finished voting in the Republican primary, she will be ineligible to go to vote in the Democratic primary that is being held at the First Methodist Church. However, this voter is not bound to vote in future Republican primaries. In the next primary, 2 years later, she can choose to vote in the Democratic Party primary. From the 1870s until the middle part of the 20th century, most of the state's voters participated in the Democratic Party primary. In recent years, participation in the Republican primary has risen as the Republican Party has gained strength and the Republican primary has featured interesting and important races for president, governor, and senator. To win a primary election, candidates must receive an absolute majority of the votes cast. If no candidate receives an absolute majority in a multiple candidate race, the 2 highest finishers meet in a runoff. The runoff primary is controversial. Some critics believe that the runoff primary system is designed to prevent the election of minority candidates. In contrast, defenders of the runoff primary contend that the underlying issue is democracy. Should public officials be chosen by majority vote? Political science research lends some support to the view that the runoff primary is biased against minority candidates. Every 4 years, Texans have the opportunity to participate in the Democratic and Republican Party's presidential nomination process by selecting delegates to attend the 2 parties' national conventions. In Texas, the state Republican Party chooses delegates to the national party conventions through the presidential preference primary. The Democratic Party selects national convention delegates through a system that combines the primary and caucus methods. This is a process that we talk about in much more detail in the Government 2305 class.